Welcome to Inbox with Julia Cosby. On this episode, we are joined with Khamica Bingham, the fastest woman in Canada. She will be competing in the Olympics in Rio, competing in the 100 meter and 4x1. Are you excited? What are your feelings towards it right now? You're actually leaving in a couple hours from this interview.
I am.
You're jumping on a plane. Are you packed? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm kind of sort of packed. I mean, there's still those things where I'm like, oh my gosh, am I missing something? I must be leaving something, so.
You just came from London too.
Yeah.
London to Ottawa.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the timeline going on with the Olympics coming up? You're going to a training camp tomorrow?
Yes. It's really busy, and I guess it kind of is going to reflect how it's going to be like in Rio. It's going to be crazy busy atmosphere. So it kind of just prepares us of like, you know, the busy schedule, just go, get the job done. And then once it's done, then you can finally relax. So
what kind of training has your coach been making you do? Has he been really harsh lately, or has he been more relaxed? Like, oh, you guys do your thing, or go, run. Formation's wrong.
Finally, for like a little break, he's been, you know, really chill. He's been, you know, letting us, you know, we're just in the track and then out. You know, about like maybe 9 months of the training season, it's all go, you know, all of that. So it's really nice to kind of get the, you know, just the calmness. You're in and you're out, and you just get the job done.
Actually, this year it's a little bit different. You guys have a special, different kind of mental training, a sports psychiatrist. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, as athletes, you know, it looks like it's all fun and dandy. It looks like it's, you know, very just, you just go out there and you do it. But there's a lot of like mental, like I think I have some issues sometimes. You know, like you get that anxiety, you get that doubt. You know, there's a lot of competitors. You wonder if you can beat them or not. So it's really good to get that person to talk to like really just let you know, okay, this is okay that you're feeling this way, but this is how, like, how do we get you to be your best, to compete at your best? So, yeah.
Well, we'll talk more about the mental state of training and athletics, especially in track and field. But right now, you're saying with other competitors, a lot of the people competing against you have already ran in the Olympics. This is your first Olympics.
Yes,
and you are one of the youngest there.
Yeah.
A lot of your races, you are the youngest. Can you tell me a bit about that?
You know, it's kind of crazy to me. You know, I look at the other athletes and I see where they are, but then I see where I am, and it really just reminds me to like not think about, you know, my age. Like, age is literally just a number. There are some really talented young athletes that are, you know, beating the veterans. So it just kind of motivates me, because I'm like, I feel like I'm at an advantage, you know, like I'm younger and I'm not even at my prime yet where I'm at my strongest, and I'm already competing at the same level as them. So it's kind of just like, hey, watch out. I'm here.
Where do you think you'll be at your prime?
Definitely, they say around when you're like, as a woman, it's like in your 26 to 28 is when like you're at your prime. So like later 20s. So like I'm still in my early 20s, but I mean, I really don't care. If I can do it now, I'll do it now.
Do you see yourself as like Olympic gold when you're around 26 or 29 or?
Yeah, definitely. You know, they usually say the first Olympics is like experience, but you know, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there and just be like just to get the experience, just to be there. You know, I want to be like a competitor, and you know, I want to make a name for myself now, so that, you know, I set myself up for later, and then I can be, you know, that Olympic gold medalist and all of that, and I will have the experience behind me from, you know, Rio. So.
Do you think that there's a lot of momentum going on right now, especially with what happened at the Commonwealth? You were the only male or female Canadian athlete in the finals, but there were a lot of very strong athletes, and you placed 7th?
Yes, I did.
Do you think that took a toll on you, and do you think that you'll become a better racer for this Rio Olympics because of that?
Definitely. So 2014 in Commonwealth, it was kind of like, it was a surprise for me, because leading up to the race I got sick, and it really impeded on my training beforehand. So going into Commonwealth, I had no idea where I was, where I was going to be, and I just knew I wanted to be in that final and to be the only Canadian, male or female, to make it, and I was also the youngest in that field to make it. It just showed that, hey, like I'm here, and you know, I can be with these girls. And it taught me to like not doubt myself, because I knew that those girls were fast, and I knew that I wasn't yet there. But it just, you know, like I was kind of hesitant, I find. And so I promised myself from that race that I would never be hesitant ever again. I'm going to give it my all. And regardless whether you've ran super fast or super slow, I'm going to look at you the same. So
speaking of getting sick and having sports injuries, you're mentioning that your sports injuries aren't the most traditional for a track and field runner. No. What are they? What kind of injuries do you have?
I get joint, like bone issues. So like I was a gymnast before, and so I had surgery on my knee before, and I think it's haunting me. Like it's like my past is just like, oh, remember me? So this year I kind of had a little bit of a knee injury, but normally like I get like a toe fracture. I get like the joint stuff, and everybody else gets like muscle injuries. Like they get the traditional like pulled hamstring, like my groin is aching, and I get like my knee, I tear cartilage in my knee.
So I found something very surprising about you is a lot of track and field athletes, they grow up running, or they're running with their families, or they start in elementary school, and you actually started halfway through high school and just out of the blue, championship runner over here. Tell me about how did that come to be?
So I was a gymnast, and I guess the original dream was to kind of go, I always wanted to be an Olympic athlete. That was hands down what I've always wanted to accomplish, to be like the first in my family line ever to go to the Olympics. But it was kind of for gymnastics, but I had to walk away from the sport because financially my parents couldn't afford to keep me in it anymore. But I always knew that I wanted to run. I remember like a grade 6 race in like elementary school, and they just lined us all up. They were just like, you know, the first one there like wins, and I just took off. I didn't even remember, and I like finished the line, and they were like, her, the little short one, she won. And that feeling kind of just stuck with me, and everything that gymnastics, the core strength, the flexibility, the discipline, all of that, they just carried right over to track. So, you know, while everyone else was still climbing, it was like I just shot up because I was like already elite level in gymnastics, and it just transferred right over.
That's exciting. Yeah, there seems to be a really big correlation between the different sports, but you were mentioning that when you go to races, you recognize a lot of people, even from the gymnastics. You'll see your old friends.
Yeah, I do, and it's kind of cool because the people that I like watched or followed, or you know, they were a little bit older than me when I was gymnastics. Like it's cool to like see them in their journeys in that sport, and it's like now I'm like on the other side looking in. But no, like I love track. I'm so happy. I'm still gonna go and watch Rio. Like I'm gonna watch the gymnastics definitely when I'm there. It's just an exciting sport. I love it.
Will your parents be watching? Will they be going with you, or will they be watching on TV, or?
Yeah, no, this one they're gonna have to sit out. Unfortunately, like they said in Rio that they're not gonna really be protecting the regular people, the civilians. So with them not having security or protection, it's very, very risky, and I could not have any stress while I'm racing. You know, I don't even want to break a sweat on the day that I have to race. So I just want to go there focused. They're gonna get great angles, great, you know, everything from watching at home, and then afterwards when I come home we can celebrate. So they can go to Tokyo.
Have you heard about any of the threats going on, or do you guys have security with you for the athletes?
Yeah, definitely. So we have security. I'm pretty sure like we're gonna have top-notch security because they know that, you know, we're a big community and, you know, everybody's watching. So we are technically a very big threat for terrorism or any of that stuff. So I hope, but I know I'm actually pretty confident because they've actually told us that we'll be really good as long as we stay in the village, and you know the security, I'm pretty sure like busing going to our venues will be very safe for us. But it's just, you know, you never know, but I think they're doing a really good job so far.
And I was hearing about the hotels. Apparently they're super blank. They told you bring your own pillow.
Yes, the bed is probably like this. It's literally this big. It's like a single bed. It's because it's a big village, and there's so many athletes. There's about like 10,000 athletes in the village, so they can't have like comfortable like Holiday Inn beds or anything. So it's literally just a single bed, very thin little sheets, and the pillow's probably like this big. So our federation advised us to like bring a pillow, bring a blanket, anything that's gonna make you comfortable to like sleep really good. So I need my good night's sleep. So
But I heard like the second you go outside of your room, it's like party town, all you can eat.
yeah, the dining, oh my gosh, I have to stay away from the food. It's like 24 hours of dining. They have games rooms. They're supposed to have like spa places. Like,
wow, you're gonna be spoiled.
I'm gonna be entertained. I'm gonna enjoy
Racing what?
moment. I'm probably gonna forget that I have to race. I'm gonna be like, oh, sorry, coach, I was at the spa.
Speaking of food and dining, I heard that Usain Bolt ate 100 chicken nuggets every day. What's your diet going to be like?
Okay, well, as much as I would like to eat chicken nuggets, I definitely cannot. Like, my nutritionist would kill me. But no, like, I'm just gonna try and stick with my normal routine. You know, there's tons of food. I may try a little bit of like the Brazilian, just kind of get like what the culture is like, but very much just stick to like my normal routine. Don't want to change it up because I don't want to get sick or, you know, anything like that. And then once I am done, oh my goodness, the McDonald's will be seeing me.
Oh yeah.
I will take full advantage of free McDonald's.
Speaking of like the water maybe not being the safest, are there anything else that you're really concerned about in Rio, especially like the Zika virus is going on? Are you concerned about that or catching that?
Definitely, like there's always that kind of doubt, that like wonder, because you don't want to be that one to catch it. But our federation's been really good in terms of protecting us. So, you know, we have like our vitamins, we have, we got shots to protect us as well. And, you know, I have like 5 bottles of repellent spray. So the mosquitoes are not going to touch me when I'm down there. And in terms of like water, they did say like they tested the village water and they said it'll be okay. They just ensure that we just drink bottled water, do not drink anything outside of the village in terms of like tap or anything. So in terms of that, I think I'll be good.
Now, speaking of your mental state, do you think the food that they might have might affect you because it might not be what we have here?
Mm-hmm. In a sense, yes, but in a sense, no, because they do have like their, like, because it's so big, there's so many people, they have like kind of like the North American food, they have like the Asian food, like they have like different sections. So like I'll just be sticking to what I know. In terms of like anything else, I wouldn't really be experimenting, but I think they've been doing a pretty good job. Like the athletes that have been there already have been saying that the food is being awesome. It's been good. No one's got sick. The vegetables and fruits are good. So I'll be pretty confident. Yeah.
Now, which teams are you really close to? I think you're mentioning you were close to the UK team and the USA team. Do you have lots of friends around, or? Yeah.
So Great Britain, we have like a whole lot of friends from there. We kind of all met, I guess, at World Championships in Moscow. So like, and we, every time there's like a championships, we always kind of reunite. So this is like another reuniting moment. And yeah, so like we know some of the, like, you know, people from like all over, Jamaica, USA, Great Britain, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, everywhere. So you always have like your key friends here and there. So it'll be nice to kind of see everybody.
Are there any teams that you kind of have your eye on? Like, I know they came a couple seconds ahead of me, or seconds ahead of me. Are there any teams like that that you're interested in being a bit more competitive with?
Yeah, definitely. Anybody who's strong. You know, right now the USA is strong, Jamaica is strong. Even, you know, the Great Britain team is actually getting a little bit better too. Like they're it's very, you know, like this. So, but anybody, like any athlete, there's some that are even from the Nigeria team that are pretty strong. Anybody that's in the sprints that is like strong, I got my eye on you. I got my eyes on you.
Well, okay, don't mess with Khamica. So when you're there, or like even before when you're training, what's going through your mind? Do you have any doubts? Do you have any worries?
In the sense of like when you compete, there's like controllables and uncontrollables. So like that's how I try to look at it. I can't control necessarily if someone runs faster than me. I can't control what anybody else does. So most of the time, like all the nervousness, all the doubt is like with me. So because I know what I'm capable of doing, and I know how, like when I perform, how good it could be. It's just, okay, you know, making sure that I do it at that time, because I only get one shot and that's it. So it's more about like myself, like Khamica, you have to execute, don't, you know, and so that's usually where my doubt, my anxiety comes in, because it's just like I want it so bad, and it's just more of doing it when it counts.
how long do you have to kind of prep yourself in your mind and say, you know, we've got to do this? How long does it usually take you before a race to prep that kind of stuff?
Usually, you know, like days before you kind of pre-prep yourself, but usually in the warm-up. The warm-up is where it all kind of comes together because you're getting your body warm. You know, I'm listening to music, it's amping me up, and you know, you're feeling good, and that's where you try and really like talk to yourself, motivate yourself, saying you can do this. You know, you just go out there and do your thing, and as long as everything's feeling good, then you know, most of the times it's when you feel motivated and amped and you just want to go out there and just run crazy fast.
Do you think with this Olympics, it's going to be more stressful for you and it's going to be harder on you mentally? Or do you think that you're just going to blow it out of the park because you're so excited for this is your first Olympics?
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, honestly, I think I'm going to have no regrets. No regrets. That's my goal. You know, I think I'm going to surprise myself, definitely. Just because I thrive on big competitions. I thrive on the crowd, looking into the crowd and just hearing the cheering, the crowd, like all of that. It just like really amps me up. And this is like my first Olympics. Like I don't even think it's hit me yet. Like when I put this jacket on, it's like, wow, this is like what all the other Olympians are wearing. But like I think it'll hit me when I get there. But it's just, you know, like I don't have a whole bunch of stress and, you know, expectations for myself. I just want to go out there. I want to enjoy every moment, and I just want to leave it all on the track. And as long as I do that, I'm happy.
There's a lot riding on this Olympics.
Yeah.
Sponsorship, agents, everything is riding on this Olympics.
It is.
But you seem pretty confident.
No, I do. I love my supporters already so far. And honestly, that makes it even more motivating, knowing that, okay, there's more sponsors, more opportunities.
They've got your back.
Exactly. You know, like riding on this. So it's just, you just go out there and you use that as your motivation, and then you'll be surprised at how you perform just on that. So just want to make, you know, Canada proud.
You're actually wearing some Hudson's Bay.
Yeah, so yeah, they are actually currently my sponsor. They're sponsoring me until 2020, and they're like an awesome company. I'm so happy to have partnered with them, and honestly, I just want to go out there and just, you know,
make them proud.
Tear up the track.
Yeah, woo. Do you have any goals for this Rio Olympics? Because you're competing in 4, 5, 6 different races.
Yeah, well, it's two races,
but the 4x1 and the 100 meter.
Yeah, so there's multiple rounds. So definitely my goal is to just, you know, get through each round and learn from whatever mistakes I made in that round to make it even better for the next round. And, you know, yeah, so definitely I want to be in that 100 meter final. To say that I'm, you know, the top 8 in the world is like crazy. It's better just saying like, okay, you're the fastest in Canada or you're top in Canada, but to say like on a global like stage and this is where it all shows it. So I mean, it's gonna be a show for everybody. So I think just going out there and just showing them that like Canada definitely is coming up, and we could be in this top in the world. So
speaking of that, you actually have to catch a plane right now. So thank you for watching, and you've been watching Inbox with Julia Cosby. See you.
#1 multicultural channel. This is TAG TV.